Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this stylish sweetheart neckline dress with double puff sleeves. And I achieved this style using 4 yards of African print fabric. So this is what the back of the dress looks like. You can see how beautiful and how fitted it looks on my body. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to keep watching and make sure you watch till the end. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment. So in my previous video, I have showed you guys how to make the upper part of this dress, which is a simple bustier with sweetheart neckline. I'll leave the link of that video pinned in the comment section. So let's work on the sleeves now. So guys, for the sleeve, I'm gonna head to cut out the fabrics we'll be using, and I have two fabrics here. They are both in a fold of 2. This is for the first sleeve, and for the second sleeve also in a fold of 2. So the first thing to do is to determine how long you want the puff to be. So for my first puff, I want it to be 12 inches. So from the upper part of the fabric, I'm going to come down by 12 inches. And the other puff, I also want it to be 12 inches, making a total of 24 inches. So I'm going to just mark it out. So you can decide to make your puff bigger by doing 15 inches for each puff. I hope you guys understand. And then the width of the fabric to fold, you're first of all going to divide your round armhole measurement by 2. Mine is 8 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance, making 9 inches. And then I added extra 7 inches to that 9 inches to make 16 inches. This is going to give that puffy and full effect to your sleeve when you are done. So I have 16 inches on fold for each of the sleeves. So 16 inches on fold for the first sleeve and 16 inches on fold for the second sleeve. I hope you guys understand. And then the full length I have here is 25 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to come over to the closed angle of the fabric and mark that 7 inches extra that I added to my sleeve. So mark it and form a straight line this way. And then from the upper part of the fabric on this side, I'm going to come down by my cap's height. So to get your cap's height, divide your round bust measurement by 12 and add half an inch. So for mine, I have 4 inches and I'll just extend the line. So I'm going to just confirm if what I have here is my round armhole measurement divided by 2 plus 1 inch for seam allowance. And yes, I have about 10 inches there. And I have 7 inches on this other side. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place the round armhole measurements divided by 2 plus 1 inch for seam allowance on this line. And then I'll come over to this point where I marked and just curve it out this way to create the armhole curve, just the way we do for our normal basic sleeve. So I'll take this point now and extend it all the way down this way. So let's go ahead to cut it out. So you make sure you're cutting all the 4 fabrics together. So after cutting out, this is what you should have. So go ahead to notch the crown of the fabric this way. So what I'm going to do now is to extend this 12 inches that I marked earlier. So I'm going to extend it to the other side this way, and I'll extend for the other one all the way down and then notch those points. Make sure you are notching on all 4 fabrics. So after notching, when I open it up, this is what it looks like. So the next thing we want to do is to create the elastic casing for the sleeve. So when you open up your sleeve, this is what you should have. So we want to create an elastic casing on this on the 12 inches mark. So I'm going to just extend the line this way, and I'm gonna head to cut out this fabric here. So it's about 1.5 inches wide. So I'm going to fold in the edges and iron it out. So when I'm done ironing, I'm going to place it on this line, making sure the midpoint of the fabric is on the line this way. And then I'll use my pins to hold it down on the center. After holding down the center, I'm going to stitch it on the upper part and also on the lower part. So with that, you have gone ahead to create your elastic casing where you'll be passing to your elastic band through. So when I'm done with that part, I'll fold in the base up to the point where I notched. I'll take in half an inch first and fold it up to the point where I notched, and then stitch it all the way down to create the lower elastic casing. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after creating the elastic casing, this is what it looks like. So you're going to pass the elastic band through this opening on the sides, and I have also cut out my elastic bands already. So for the lower part, I just folded in twice like I said, and I ironed it out. So to get the length of elastic band you use, you're going to measure around your sleeve where the first puff is going to be. So whatever you got, subtract 3 inches from it. So for mine, I have 10 inches for the length of my elastic band. So pass it in through your pin this way and then begin to insert the elastic band into the elastic casing with your pin. So take note of the edge of the elastic so that it doesn't run into the casing. So keep passing it in this way. So when it gets to the edge, I'm going to stitch it down here and also stitch down on the other side. I'll start stitching on this side that does not have any pin. I'll stitch down here first and then stitch it on the other side. So when I'm done doing that, I'll also insert the elastic band for the lower part. You're going to get the length of elastic just like I explained. And after stitching down the elastic, I'll fold the sleeve this way on the wrong side and then go ahead to close it up using the 1 inch seam allowance that I added. I'll close up the sleeve this way. So I'll repeat this process for the other sleeve as well and then show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So guys, after inserting the elastic band and closing up the sides of the sleeve, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful it looks already. So I closed up the sides using 1 inch on the wrong side. So this is what we have. The next thing is to attach the sleeve to the bodies of the dress. So that part of the sleeve where I notched at the upper part, I'm going to take it now. And from the wrong side of your dress, go ahead to pass in the sleeve through the armhole this way. So with that, the right sides are going to be facing each other. So that part of the sleeve where I notched, I'm going to measure it to the shoulder joining this way. I'll measure to the shoulder joining this way and then use my pin to just hold it down. So after holding it down, I'm going to take the side of the sleeve where I joined again and measure to the side joining of my dress and then use my pin to hold it down. So after you've measured both sides together, go ahead to then pleat the remaining part of your sleeve to the armhole while you are joining together. So while you are stitching it together, just go ahead to pleat in the sleeves into your armhole this way. You can see that you have a lot of excess. This is as a result of the extra 7 inches that we added to it. So you're going to go ahead to pleat it into the armhole as you are joining it. You can use your pins to hold it down first before you stitch to get that even pleat. So I'll attach the other sleeve and show you guys what it looks like. So after inserting the sleeve, this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this looks. So I went ahead to pleat it on the upper part and this is what the lower part of the sleeve looks like. So I repeated the same process for the other sleeve and this is what we have. So the next thing we want to do now is to work on the lower part of this dress, which is a simple pencil skirt. So for the lower part, we're going to cut it in form of a pencil skirt and I've gone ahead to fold my fabric, the front panel in a fold of 2 and the back panel also in a fold of 2. So the back panel is 3 inches wider than the front towards the center back because of the butt allocation and the zipper allowance. So the length of this lower part, I'm going to mark out a straight line at the upper part of my fabric first. So the length of the lower part is 28 inches, but I have 30 inches here because of turning over with the lining. So the full length of my dress in total is 44 inches. So I'll go ahead to mark where I want the full length to stop. The remaining is going to be for turning over with the lining. So the next thing to do is to take from the waistline, which is the new line we just marked, waistline to the hip line. Mine is 10.5 inches. Go ahead to mark your own appropriate measurement and extend the line this way. The next measurement is from the waistline to the knee, which is 24 inches for me. After that, I'll come over to the waistline and mark my round waist measurement divided by 4, 1 plus 1 inch for that and 1.5 inches for seam allowance, making 11 inches. And on the hip line, I'll place my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 11 inches and 1.5 inches for seam allowance, making 12.5 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect the 2 points together this way. And whatever I have on this hip line, I'm going to take out 2 inches from it and mark it on the knee line. That's going to give you that tapered effect at the base of your skirt. So I'll mark 10.5 inches for mine and just go ahead to connect all the points together. So from this knee line, I'll just mark it straight down to the full length of my skirt. So this is what you should have. So I'll come over to the back panel and mark the butt allocation. So from the hip line, I'll come in by 1.5 inches. A smaller size can do 1 inch, and then I'll connect it all the way to the waistline this way. And from that hip line, I'll come down by 8 inches again and connect it to meet that 1.5 inches mark. So the next thing to do is to mark the zipper allowance of 1.5 inches all the way down. So keep marking 1.5 inches, following the same shape all the way down. So after that, let's go ahead to place the dart. So I'll come in by 4 inches on the front panel and then come down by 5 inches. I'll connect the points together and take half an inch on both sides. So this is what we have. So let's go ahead now to cut it out. So I'll come over to this side and cut it out. So after cutting out, I'll notch the dart points before I separate it, and also notch the zipper allowance area on the back panel. So I'll use this now to cut out my lining. I'll turn it over, I'll take in the dart on the wrong side, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So I've used the lining to turn it over, and this is what it looks like. This is the wrong side. So I have several videos where I have explained how to turn over the lining. I'll leave them linked in the description box. I also took in the darts on the wrong side, as you can see, and I did the same thing for the back panels as well. This is what it looks like now, and I have also taken in the dart and ironed it out. So we're going to join the three pieces together now. So since we've already joined the upper parts together, let's go ahead to join the lower parts together. So I'm going to place them on each other, right sides facing each other this way. Go ahead to arrange it this way. So I'll take it to my sewing machine now. Using the 1-inch seam allowance that is left, I'll go ahead to close up the sides from the waistline. Go ahead to close it up. So when I'm done, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after joining all three pieces of the lower part together, this is what it looks like. The next thing I want to do is to join it to the upper part. So get the midpoint of the waistline. I'll just go ahead to make a mark there, and also get the midpoint of the waistline on the upper part. So just use your chalk to mark this out, or you can just notch the point. So after notching, place the notched point facing each other this way, making sure the right side of the fabrics are facing each other, and then go ahead to stitch it. Use your pin to hold it down, and then go ahead to join the waistline of the upper and the lower parts together using the half an inch allowance. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after joining the upper and the lower parts together, this is what it looks like. So when you open up, you can see that the darts are aligned, the sides are aligned as well. So the next thing we want to do is to close up the back panel this way. So go ahead to fold it this way. We want to close up the center back and also insert the zipper. So the first thing to do is to determine where you want your zipper to stop. So my zipper is about 24 inches long, so I'm going to do 23 inches for where I want my zipper to stop, and just mark it out there. So from that point, I'll come in by 1.5 inches, which is my zipper allowance, and then just mark it all the way down. So following the shape of your dress, just go ahead to mark your 1.5 inches, and then I'll stop at the point where I want my slits to start. So I want my slits to be 10 inches high. So I'm going to just mark the 10 inches point this way. So right now, take this to my sewing machine and stitch from this point all the way to the other side. The point I marked is where I'm going to stitch. So I'll also insert the zipper, and I'll show you guys the finished product of the dress. So guys, after inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it looks now. So I have several videos where I have showed you guys how to insert a zipper. I'll leave them linked in the description box. And for the slit opening, you can decide to make it overlap. You can just stitch one side down and then use your hemming gum to seal it up on the wrong side. So by doing that, it is going to overlap on the other one. So after stitching down, use your hemming gum to just finish it on the wrong side. Place it under the fold this way, and then go ahead to use your iron to seal it up. Or if you want an open slit like mine, you're going to iron your hemming gum on both sides. So fold it in this way, iron it out, and then use your hemming gum to seal up the fabric. Iron it out this way and then use your hemming gum to seal up the fabric on the wrong side. So this is how we end this video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful and I hope you learned something new. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.